So we're live on Periscope now. All right, so we're live on Google Hangouts. I'm just going to reposition. I don't know who we just had another person join. Michelle, it's one of my clients. Hi, Michelle. It's Ryan. Michelle is in Michigan. She's a plastic surgeon. Okay, so for all you guys joining us on, hey guys, I have David Shrine in the house. Hey David, if you want to jump on, jump on. I've got Linda live online here. So that's what's really cool about this, Matthew, is that you can see people actually jumping on board as they come on board, and they can comment in your live stream. So let me just put this on Scott, and Rick Clegg responded to. Okay, there we go. Rick, I see you just responded to that. Let me turn this around. So I'm not going to use my microphone. I have a lav mic for my iPhone to create a little bit better video quality there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my very highly technical new. Hold on one second. New.
Sign up with Twitter account or with telephone? You should definitely be signing up with your Twitter account.
Twitter, yeah.
Yeah. Business Twitter, right? I got the personal, I got the business part of the business. Yeah, I mean, we have the ability to basically sign the Aviva, so you can actually kind of log out as your business Periscope and then log into your personal. Yeah.
Okay, so I am, so I'm on my, so basically, okay, what is this about? I'm currently taking oh, nice. Thanks, Alpha. That's nice. I might do another one like that, and I'm going to block you, dude. So, so that's the other cool thing is that this is live. So I'm interviewing. Did you see that stream there? Did you see that comment? Yeah. So what we're doing, just so you guys can see, is I'm interviewing live on Google Hangouts Scott Croucher. He's an expert in Twitter, and what I'm doing is, and this is going to really pertain to you, Michelle, and is in your practice is cheers from. Okay. So what we're doing is I'm interviewing over a Google Hangout. I'm interviewing Scott. I've got him live on Google Hangout, and what I'm doing is I'm actually recording this as well live on Periscope. So let me just pull this back a little bit, and so you guys are going to be able to see the replay of this video. So I see Kathy Hackle just joined. So you can see me. And you can see, obviously, you can see Scott right here, and he's he's streaming live on Google Hangout. And so, hey, Ryan and Scott, we've got Kathy Hackle saying hi. Pump and Powder just joined us. We're getting. I don't know if you guys can see on. You can't see on Hangout what's happening here on the phone, but there's people that are actually joining, and their comments are showing up in the stream. On the Periscope, the live Periscope. So we've got 15 people on. Okay, yeah. So Matthew, just hold on. So basically we've got 15 people on the Periscope, and they're tapping the screen to give hearts in order to let us know that they like what we're doing, and they're also able to comment. And the really powerful thing about Periscope is the engagement, the fact that people can actually comment. And Rick just bowed out, but okay. So Linda C20 joined. We've got 15 people now. Fireman Rich just joined. So what I'm doing is what are action items to review here? Okay, action items to review here are engagement on Periscope. You want to basically create more engagement. What better way to do that than to interview people in your industry? Okay, hence this guy right here. Hence, me using Periscope to do that. Got it? Yeah, I thought you would. Okay, so how you like me now, Germany? So I don't know what, I haven't met you yet, but engage through personalization, yes. Create engagement, create value, create content. The one thing I don't like about Periscope and that I did like about Hangouts is that I could actually talk to somebody. I could pick their brain for a little bit, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, yeah, we got it. What's your name, by the way? Alpha Male 1? Definitely an alpha male, I can tell. All right, so I'm Aaron from Toronto. Thank you. I agree. Thank you, Linda. Swipe right to invite. It's another thing that you're going to be learning here. Swipe right to invite and swipe right to follow. Okay, and that's another thing you'll notice, Matt, is that we're a lot of times we're recording in not in landscape. So Scott Croucher just invited followers. Thank you. Swipe right to follow. Swipe right. This is basically, I think, the second or third time that anybody's ever done this. Okay, where they've actually live stream an actual. I'm Alexander. I figure it was probably Alexander. Okay, keep losing connection. That's definitely a very alpha male name. So mine too, Frozen. Okay, I don't know how that's happening or why it's happening, but anyway, I'm going to let Scott introduce himself. So Scott, tell us a little about yourself and what you have to say to us.
Yeah. Okay. So my name's Scott Croucher. I'm basically a Twitter, Periscope. I can mute myself actually. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm getting feedback.
I think Ryan has to mute himself.
Do I have to mute myself? Okay, hold on.
That's better. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, yeah, so my name is Scott Croucher. I'm a Twitter and Periscope social media advisor and trainer based out of London. I help small and medium-sized businesses and large businesses gain value from using Twitter to basically increase revenue, get more followers, get better engagement, and also now through the use of Periscope, how we can basically drive business forward and obviously turn that into sales.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, thank you.
Brian asked me to come along today and basically interview over all things that are Periscope based.
Yeah, exactly. And so, hold on one second. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thank you for that introduction. That's awesome. So he is the resident expert on Twitter, and the thing I really like is I can't get the signal. I don't know what's going on with the signal, why there's the signal that's breaking up here on the scope. But what I am going to do is I want to find out. So you've been using Twitter for a long time. I'm not as much of a Twitter user. That obviously this integration between Twitter and Periscope is a really big one because I know that I'm using it now because of the fact that it does what it does. Because I can build up a following of, for example, 400 people in a matter of 3 weeks. And I got in just the past maybe 3 or 4 20-minute scopes that I did. I got probably 10 to 15 opt-ins because people are really ravenous over the information that is around this technology and how people are using it. So they're consuming it just wholeheartedly. So everything from one of the things that I've used is little tools to basically to expand the utilization or to expand the capabilities of the smartphone in order to capture a wider angle. Matt, you'll appreciate that. And then even using things like, we're using different lenses. For the iPhone, we're using different microphones to make it so that we're capturing better quality content. We're using things like like soft boxes in order to really get people to capture really good content. Now, I want to say that Michelle, for example, I've got one of my plastic surgeons on here on the Google Hangout. This particularly applies to you. I just want to talk to you for a second. So imagine this. Imagine for a second that you were able to use your smartphone that's in the back of your pocket to be able to create or shoot your own broadcast, your own video. And it's not even just a broadcasting, because I know Mark Shaw has really kind of poo-pooed that, but it's really you create a two-way communication channel using this Periscope tool. And the reason why is because you've got the ability for people to comment on your video live when you're actually creating the video. So imagine being able to walk somebody through a procedure and then maybe showing somebody before a procedure and interviewing them and getting insight onto what changes maybe that would be recommended if that person's okay with this. Obviously, you'd have to have their prior permission. But I mean, and then after the fact, coming back as a check-in and say, hey, here's the update on what we did and how it turned out, and what do you guys think? And I mean, so that's just the tip of the iceberg in terms of just the really plain and obvious utilization of this technology. And just to take action, all you got to do is just go to your app store, and it's only available on the iOS. By the way, it's not available on Android. It's going to be available pretty soon here. There's something similar called Meerkat. Currently, there's 3 times more live streams happening on Periscope than there are on Meerkat. So it's definitely a tool that's being utilized a lot more and being picked up a lot more rapidly. And the reason why, again, is because of that integration with Twitter. Whenever you create a live broadcast on a Periscope, it actually streams live. It actually posts directly to your Twitter account. So with that, Scott, I'll let you add anything to that. How do you see businesses actually utilizing this utilizing this technology, and where do you think the biggest opportunities are?
Absolutely. I mean, nowadays content is king, isn't it? I mean, you just have to kind of look around on people's Twitter pages, their Facebook, Instagram. Everything that anybody's interested in is either video-based or it's picture-based. I mean, I can give you some stats. Basically, 82% of companies using video consider their video marketing initiatives a success. So, that's a pretty big number for companies that are basically adopting video as part of their marketing campaign. The top 3 objectives for video assets, and this does include Periscope, is basically increased brand awareness. So basically we have the ability now with Periscope, we can basically do a live stream. We could basically sit there and do like a pre-launch stream. So giving Periscope viewers the ability to actually see the product before anybody else does. Obviously that then leads on to lead generation, nurturing, and obviously engagement. And that's where Periscope becomes bigger than just your YouTube videos. I mean, I can sit here, I could stream, run a YouTube video, put it up onto my YouTube page, and the only interaction the audience has is they can leave comments. Whereas with Periscope, as people are doing now, they have the ability to not only watch the video, but they can interact with us. So if there's a question while I'm speaking, I could look over at my phone, which is lagging a little bit at the moment, and actually engage with these people while we're having this discussion, which, to be honest, that is a massive, massive thing. And that allows, as I've always said on Twitter, social media is all about engaging. It's a two-way conversation. And even though we... traffic. And apparently the internet users will spend 88% more time on websites with video ones without. So there's some numbers there. And also the final stat that I have is that apparently consumers are 144% more likely to purchase a product after seeing a video about it. So, for any company that has products, whether it be an actual physical product, a service, the ability to now engage through Periscope and these videos. I mean, that's the other key. Is the video just have to be have that half-life of 24 hours on Periscope. Ryan, we can these, we can save them to our YouTube, we can save them to our languages or watching anything in the future for basically people to be able to view this content and continue to see the content. But, it's big, and it's given us the ability to basically, as Mark Shaw always says, basically have a television studio. What we have to do basically is have a service contract and download a free application from Twitter. So, this is big.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It is. Here, let me just.
It's awesome.
Hold on.
I can't wait to see the quality improve as it goes forward.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, Matt. This is really cool. So they keep saying we got a bad connection. I think it's because I'm actually using the hard line directly into my computer, and then I'm also streaming this over AirPlay, and I'm also streaming this live out onto the internet through Periscope. So it is awesome. A couple of things that you brought up there is that this is really early in the game. It's all about engagement. It's all about social. And what's really cool is that, like you said, is the ability to be able to repurpose these videos. That's the key, to be able to repurpose these videos so that other people can consume these outside of that 24-hour period. Because that's one of the things, Matt, that you can't do. I think he had to jump, but that's one of the things that you cannot do right now. Oh, look what we got. We got David Shrine in the house. What's going on? You're muted.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, good. Really good. Let me actually see if Michelle, I'm going to unmute. Oh, you know what? Michelle, you can unmute yourself if you have any questions. And we briefly lost your connection there when you were talking. We got most of it, Scott. The people that were actually on the Hangout obviously heard you. The people that were here on the Periscope maybe didn't hear you quite as well. But what I'm learning is that, look, this is a viable solution. We did this the other day with David the other day. I had David and I had Mark Shaw on, and I've talked to Alex Pettit. I think that the other thing that I've really got to do is just make sure, now I've made some adjustments in that I've got my Periscope phone right here, and I've got my computer over here so that I can actually see both at the same time. I like this setup a little bit more. Yeah, thanks. I see that. Okay. So that's really cool. This setup is a little bit better because now that way the people that are on the Hangout can actually see me, and also the people that are on Periscope can basically see the same image. And at the same time, we're able to see this person behind me. So it's as if I'm interviewing you and you're right here with me, which is really what I wanted to create. I mean, it's all about engagement, and it doesn't get much better than this to be able to, like I said, that's the one thing that Periscope is missing is that live, outside of just comments, engagement that I really want. And I agree 100% is that, uploading these videos to YouTube is really, really powerful. I did get about a 20% increase. Somebody said, you don't have a mic. Michelle doesn't have a mic available this time. Bummer. Okay. But hopefully this is beneficial. Hopefully you're seeing this. The next time we do a strategy session with you, with either William or Shane or one of our staff here, we're going to teach you how to use Periscope in your plastic surgery business, and how you can leverage it in order to do a lot of different things. There's so many different applications for this type of technology. Obviously, you'd want to get the permission of the person that you're actually scoping. But the next evolution and what they're doing is they are making it on Periscope. They're making it so that we can actually record videos in landscape mode with the comment streaming in landscape mode pretty soon here. And also it's going to be available, as I said before, on Android really soon. For you, you are breaking, okay, so it sounds like, am I breaking up on your end, David? Try?
No, it still looks fine. It was kind of wonky a little earlier.
Okay, all right. We just gotta step up to the 124, meg a second internet connection here. We're already at like 60 or something like that. I thought that would be sufficient, but we're in actually an apartment here, complex, and there's all these Wi-Fi signals. So if you're not directly connected to Ethernet, like I am on the Hangout, and sometimes it gets a little bit wonky on the on over Wi-Fi. But anyway, what else do you guys have to? Anything you want to add to that, David?
I'm just chiming in, so I'm not exactly sure what you guys were talking about. I was trying to get back to my office.
Okay, awesome. Thanks by the way, for getting on this Darcy Scopes. We had Alpha Male 1 just joined back again. I apologize for the David Tilney just responded back on the Google Plus page. Scott, what else do you want to say about how? Are you currently you're doing a lot of consulting for Twitter for businesses? Is that okay? And how are you going to leverage this technology for those current clients?
To be honest, I am actually currently engaging with quite a number of customers now with regards to Periscope. There's always going to be this, isn't there, around everything that's new. Nobody had a huge interest in Twitter years ago. Mainly because it was version 1. We spent more time looking at the with the whale. We actually engaged also
now we're on version 0.4 and things are improving massively, and you can see the adoption rate is absolutely huge with Periscope.
Yeah.
People are now starting to actually really kind of take an interest. I mean, just last night, I was on Robert Stern's 24-hour scope with him. I'm not quite sure why I stayed there for 8 hours, but I did.
Yeah.
He wouldn't let me leave.
Yeah.
And even just there, him and I were engaging with people and discussing Periscope. I'm actually tomorrow meeting up with a customer just down the road from me here in London to discuss how we can basically use Periscope for their charity. So, it's not just businesses that, are cash generators that are trying to generate revenue. I mean, any business, whether they're a training company, whether they're any kind of business has the ability to take advantage of Periscope. Whether it be for just, for showing a product, just for a few of kind of get that feedback and find out what it is they want from their product, their service. It's like I'm going to tomorrow. They deal with basically the children, and then how they can adapt that into their basically part of their campaign. And I think it's starting bigger. It's only going to grow in terms of people wanting to use Periscope. We've got to be careful, obviously, around copyright. We have to be careful in certain areas where we try and stream with Periscope. Somebody I know the other day was basically broadcasting Starbucks and was asked to stop. That understand at the end of certain establishments need to get permission. The big fight a couple of weeks ago was stopping everybody broadcasting. They're stopping people broadcasting Game of Thrones. So, we have to be careful and respectful in that respect. But, if you're a business and you're using it within your own environment, then, those rules don't apply. But for the masses, obviously, it's easy, isn't it? It's that ability. I can just pick this up and I can just start streaming to you wherever I am, without really obviously kind of thinking about those areas. So, but yeah, it's massive. And the fact that we can now, it hooks in so tightly and is integrated with Twitter, because basically it's owned by Twitter. Yeah. That allows that viewing rate to just increase. I mean, not only am I getting a notification sent out to my Periscope followers, but I'm also, because I'm sending out a tweet through Periscope when I broadcast, the people that follow me on Twitter are also being notified. So, that allows me to increase that communication channel from, just Periscope to basically Twitter. And the fact that the people that follow up me can retweet that, so that it just expands and it grows and it grows and it grows. So, the engagement and that viewing number will just...
Yeah.
Fully. Android Brigade come. But, there's a lot of users with Android devices that come on board. So that's going to obviously increase those viewer and those engagement figures even higher, because the only ability they have is to be through the web.
Yeah.
And obviously they can't engage, they're purely just watching the broadcast.
Yeah.
So, yeah, big things are definitely coming, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you what, Scott, this is the first time I've ever met you, and so I'll make sure to follow you on Periscope as well. But, you're talking about any and every business. The thing that I think is really, really awesome is that very rarely, in the day and age that we're in with social media, the way that is the playing field truly level, right? Where everybody starts at zero. Like, unless you were an early adopter of social media in general, you weren't in the early phases of Facebook, even Instagram, right? Like, all celebrities were on it way before average people like you and I were on it. Now, any business can get on that ground.
Yeah.
Doesn't that's all talking about here. Someone like me, I've only 1,600 followers on Twitter. I don't begrudge it because I've got a strong connection with my people on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
But I look at people who are way above what I would myself in terms of influence and authority on Twitter, and go have more influence than they do. Yeah. And it's not necessarily this game of I'm bigger or this business is bigger than another. It's just recognize, like, look, if I want to put my effort, I want to really to make this work for me, what I'm trying to do in my business, there's no better time than right now, right? Like,
Yeah.
I just, it's so exciting for me that we get to hear all these new voices that we never really, heard of before because other social networks had become so.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, hold on. Let me.
And that's,
Well,
we are getting in there from day one.
Well, really quick, Scott. You guys are breaking up with the, and I've got a lot of questions that you've invited a lot of people, Dave. So we've got some other big hitters on here. There's been some questions and concerns about latency. For whatever reason, my internet, and yes, this is over a Google Hangout. We've got about 21 people on the actual the Periscope. Javin Postal just joined. A lot of people have questions and we can't hear. Okay, so what questions do you have? We'll nail them. I'm going to answer. I'm right here. I'm with you. Follow us. We will follow you back. So what we're doing is I'm actually interviewing Dave Shrine and Scott Croucher. I'm here. Questions? Yes. Dave's okay. Tell Dave I said hi. So bottom line is that we've got, what I am doing is I'm interviewing these guys over Google Hangout. The only thing I need is just a little bit better connection to the internet right now. I've got I thought it was going to be enough. It will be recorded. Yes. Oh, Dave Shrine. You're okay. Yep. So Dustin, actually, yeah, Dave's right there. Hey, Dave. So there's Dave. So anyway, what questions do you have? You said you got a lot of questions. I'm here to answer them. Let me know. Are you hardlined in? I am hardlined in. You want to see my hardline? All right, cool. Now we're getting a little bit interactive here. We got to kick this up a notch. There's my hardline right there. I don't know if you see that. Okay, Dave just followed. Okay, so there's my hardline right there to my Mac. And I'm using my Targus tripod. I'm here in my agency studio here in downtown San Diego. Who thought Periscope would begin making us need to bump up our landline, right? Yes, exactly. That's exactly. So what I'm doing is I've got my landline. You can see it wired all the way around there. The one problem, the challenge, if you guys are going to be doing this, thanks for the hearts. I took a lot of time and effort to put this together because I really saw the potential in doing this. Google Hangouts are my forte, so just mine too. Trying to think of how you can improve broadcast latency. That's the one question you had. They're my forte as well. I've been doing them from the beginning. Can you show later how to retrieve a recorded session? You can retrieve a recorded session. I do that all the time. Follow me, and I'll show you exactly how. How many times have I done that broadcast, David Shrine? How can Periscope help us get our project out? Okay, restate that. How can you? So first of all, the latency thing. There's going to be a little latency. There's no question. There's going to be a little latency in there in what they're saying. Why haven't we? I don't know. That's a good question. I'm here in downtown San Diego. I'm going to blow up. Oh, thanks. Ray's going to blow up. I don't know if you can see that. So there's. Okay, I'm going to zoom in on that. He's just putting that. Thinking of uses for Periscope. I'm running a music website besides Q&A. What else is good here? Music. Okay. First of all, another Sean Thomas. Okay. Here's the bottom line. The way that you use the way I use Periscope. First of all, is you want to extend the capabilities of the iPhone by getting some tools like this little bad boy right here that I just took off. You notice how much wider angle that picture was. You want to have something like that. You want to have a wide angle lens. This is actually this right here is the wide angle lens, and this is the other lens. And I can't think of what it is. Oh, fisheye. Okay, so we got a fisheye and a wide angle. The other thing you want to do is you want to have things. Thank you. You said that's great. The other thing you want to have is a Rode lavalier microphone. Yeah, it's an Olo clip. We just started using this app. So far, so good. Great. I'm glad that it is so far, so good. Now, the way that you want to use this is, I know where you got that shirt. LOL. Yeah, you do. Yeah. Can you really reveal the brand? Can you reveal the brand? Yes. Who sells them in Germany? You can go to Amazon. What have you been using it for? Thanks. Okay. So basically, the Periscope, and this is the way that I'm getting 20%. That's what it said in the title. How am I getting 20% more traffic to my website leveraging Periscope? The way that I'm doing it is I'm creating content that is valuable to my consumers. And the way that I'm doing that and I'm finding out what people want is because, A, I've been doing this for a while. I know what questions people have. And you know, David's questions are going to be very similar to mine because he's an online marketer, digital marketer, just like I am. He's over in, and follow him at davidshrine.com, and then also obviously at scottcroucher.com. Added value. Yes, you got to add value. My people are not on here yet. They're not. They're going to be. It's only on the iOS right now. It's going to be on Android really soon. We are early adopters. Yes, they will come. The bottom line is that you don't even need them to, because you know what you can do? And I was just telling you how you can repurpose these videos. You can absolutely have them watch the replay. Yes, have them watch promoting our app. We do yoga and meditation videos. Also developing an app by a first grader. Really cool utilization. Nearly the same name. You need to work for us. Come to work for us in Germany. We need more media people like you. Okay, cool. Beth and Best. So this is the kind of connection. I mean, I literally, the connection that I made, I met Dave Shrine about 2 weeks ago, and I met Scott right here. I met Scott about a week ago. Have you seen any growth in my engagement? Yes, I've posted food demo replays to my awesome, really good utilization. So what you want to do, guys, and this is a really cool tip. Watch this. What I do is when I'm creating Periscopes, what's your blog? Awesome. So what I'm doing is when I actually create Periscopes, I record them because you want to be able to engage. You've got to be able to answer the question. That's what gets people staying on your Periscopes. I just got Periscope, haven't streamed, but you just got to take the action and actually do it. Your first one's going to be a little wonky, no big deal. I want to connect with more women. Okay, I've got a really good one that I just connected with a second ago. Robert Stern just connected me to her. She's being interviewed by CNN, actually coming up, about Periscope on CNN Espanol. All you guys, good, but, okay, watch this. Thank you. Yeah, we are good. Okay, but so here's what's cool, is that you record these videos using the portrait mode, and then when you actually want to create value, and you want to create well, you're always creating value, but when you want to actually record a video that you're later going to upload to, starting to use for behind the scenes footage, barbecue videos, good. So what you're gonna do, and I'm not gonna read any more comments, I'm just gonna tell you what I'm gonna tell you, okay? You guys gotta stop the comments for a second, okay? Here's what I do. I actually record using portrait mode, and then what I do is when I say, okay, look, just like I did, I'm gonna say, hey, just stop the comments for a second. I'm gonna record now for the purpose of uploading this to YouTube later, and I just you see how I did that? So I literally just turn the camera, for you guys that are on Hangouts, I literally just turn the camera from portrait to landscape, and then I go, great. One of the questions I get asked a lot when I'm, for online marketing is how do I, create a really good, lead magnet. So how do I create so then I go into the answer, and that's my YouTube video. And then when I'm done, I go, okay, great. Now what questions do you have about it? And I go, boom. And I go back to portrait mode. And then what I do is I upload that video to YouTube very quickly and easily using the YouTube Capture app. Again, write that YouTube Capture app. And then what I also do is because everything that's recorded in Periscope is recorded like this in this portrait mode. Even if you turn it this way, it's still going to load to your camera roll in the vertical. Okay, very true. It's still going to record to your capture, to your camera roll in this format. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to use something called iMovie on your iPhone or Android or tablet, and all you do is you basically just go to the iMovie. Okay, you go to the iMovie app. You can't see it too well, but anyway, so you go to the iMovie app, you open it up. And then what you do is you open that video and you just turn it. This is a really big tip for a lot of you guys that want to create content and repurpose it. So here's a video that's uploaded, or that's being, okay, so here's how the videos actually show up, okay? What you want to do in your camera, what you want to do is you just want to flip that and turn it into landscape. And then you upload that to YouTube. So that's a really good tip that answers your question. Raluca, I see Raluca's on. Thanks for joining us, Raluca, from, where are you at right now? I know you're over in Europe somewhere. Anyway. Where are you? Hey, what's up? Where are you coming from?
I'm in Rome.
Okay, so Raluca's in Rome. We've got, who else do we have here? Oh my gosh, we have Kelly on. Kelly, what's going on? I haven't seen you in so long. Good to see you on this hangout. I know you're over in Florida. It's what, about 4:15 there right now, right? I can't hear you. Your mic's off. There you go.
Yes.
Awesome. So let me just put you up. So I've got a hangout. Okay, there. Awesome to have you joining me. I'm in my agency office here in downtown San Diego. So we've got a lot of people on here from all over the world, and I'm just introducing them to Scott. And because this is in the hangout format, we actually have more people than just Scott on here that are actually in the hangout. And obviously you're one of them. And I'm actually streaming this live on Periscope, which is a new app that's integrated with Twitter. It's been around for about a month and a half. And I wish you could see it. It's here. I've got my iPhone right here. I've got a bunch of people. Have you been using Periscope at all or what?
We played with it just a little bit. So.
Okay. Let's get back to my main interview guy here, Scott. So what other great information do you have while we have our experts here to give people advice that are watching this live on Periscope, and also the people that are now on the Google Hangout? I've got one of my clients, Michelle, as I said, who's a plastic surgeon in Michigan. I've got Raluca that's got a great... Raluca, this is a no-brainer for your business. She basically brings people in and gives them amazing tours of the city. Raluca, I've got people that I follow. You got to follow this one person on Periscope called Euro Maestro. They literally, the guy has got over, I don't know how many followers, and he's got regularly probably 200 or 300 people live watching his Periscopes from France. And let me tell you, he has nothing on you guys in terms of what you can show people from Rome. You will blow people's minds with your scopes if you go and you take people around all the amazing things that you can see there. Now, I would definitely suggest that you get one of these one of these lenses here. This is an Olo clip. This is something you can get for $60 on here. So this is for the people on Periscope as well. You can see this is really, really important that you have this. So I got 27 people now that are actually on the Periscope. So this is the Olo clip. This has got a fish lens, and it's also got a wide angle lens. And I can probably, let me see if I can, oh my gosh, it works with Hangouts. I don't think that anybody's ever put an Olo clip on a Hangout before, but I just did. So that's basically the equivalent of what it would do to your iPhone. It really expands so I'll put it on here. So here's...
Continuing to break new ground, new territory.
So hey, I'm just trying to expand this technology because I'm telling you that little shift there is gonna create much more engagement, and that's what we were talking about earlier. Is creating that engagement factor and expanding the capabilities. Interesting sound change though. Okay, so expanding the capabilities of our phones, because that's what this is all about. I mean, everybody basically has the ability. They've got a TV in their pocket, a live streaming TV that goes to other people's smartphones, which 97% of people have their what's that thing called? It's called the Olo clip. Wellburn. So that's the challenge. I've got all these comments showing up on the Periscope that are right in front of me at the same time. But yeah. So what anything you want to add, Scott or Dave, or any questions from Maluka or anybody else that you guys want to ask these guys that are experts in this?
Hey, Ryan. Positive app, which is, let me look at the profile here, just plus app, I guess. They keep asking, how do we get more followers?
How do we get more followers?
The easy answer, right, is add more value. But what kind of tactical things? I mean, I know some things that I would share, but what would you share tactically that would allow people to get more followers in Periscope?
Yeah. Okay. One of the things that I do, I actually get more followers by going to other people's, like at Dave Shrines or at Scott Crouchers. I go to their scopes, and that's what makes this product and this app so unique and so powerful, is because you're actually rewarded by going and encouraging other people and going onto their scopes and giving them words of encouragement and comments while they're actually scoping to other people. And so when you engage and you ask good questions, educated questions, and you add to the conversation, exactly. So Lori, so Girl Fight Club is actually Lori. Comment a lot. Exactly. So she hit the nail on the head. You comment with really good, engaging comments. What are on other people's streams? Does that help? It does help. Yes. So, yep, exactly. So, LOL, we got a lot of comments coming in. So that's one of my that's my secret sauce, is I just go in there and I'm adding value. If Dave's talking about how to fix your funnel, how to create a great lead magnet, I'm going to give him my insights, and then people that are on his stream are going to see me giving and adding to the conversation, and they're just going to click and follow me. And it's that simple. So really, and I guarantee you right now in this Periscope, there's a lot of people following each other right now. They're cross-following because they see other people that are interested in things that they're interested in. You can see their profile. And by the way, when you create your profile, you guys, the first thing you rock, I think this got a general idea for good. I'm glad it did. WG Meets. You said, didn't you? Okay. I got 2 new, okay, so exactly. So, Woolburn just got 2 new followers on the Periscope that he was on right now, just adding content and comments to the stream while I'm actually streaming right now. So that's really one of the secrets that I have. What other secrets do you have, Scott?
Yeah, it's being consistent. You need to be consistent while you're on Periscope. You can't just go here once a day and think that, I've done my one broadcast, I'll come back in 7 days' time, and I'll broadcast again. There's thousands of people like hourly, daily, on here. So you kind of need to keep yourself recognised, and ask people to basically share that broadcast. If you think that the content that you're putting out is good and is going to add value to people, then there's no harm in saying you just swipe right, invite your friends. And that's the key, the quality of the content. Even if your broadcasts are just 2 minutes twice a day, but the content, good content that people are really interested in seeing, they will follow you. They're going to be interested in what you've got to say. And you always make sure that whenever you're broadcasting, that you always click to basically send that link to Twitter. Because otherwise, if you've only got like 2 followers on Periscope, but you've got 40,000 people following you on Twitter, there's a lot of people that aren't going to know you're broadcasting. So,
yeah. And
you're absolutely right, and it is about going to other people's streams and engaging and chatting. I mean, I was doing it last night with Robert, and I ended up with like another 30 people following me just because I was in there keeping him company and just having a chat and having a laugh. I wasn't trying to steal his show or anything, but it's just because social media, that's what it's about. We're interacting. We're just kind of, we're chatting, we're having fun, sharing tips, whatever it may be, and people will take an interest.
Yeah.
And obviously, the one important thing above everything else is make sure that bio is filled out. When we're looking on, the same as when we do on Twitter, in the same thing applies, the same rules apply with Periscope. Your bio has nothing in there, no picture, people aren't really going to follow, because they're not going to know anything about it. The bios are there for a reason. The ability to put a picture up there is for a reason. So you need to add that picture, and your bio needs to say who you are and what you're about in Periscope, and that's another way that people will know if you're worth following or not.
Yeah, absolutely. Good point is fill out that bio. Good to have you, Go Rice Girl. There's a couple of good questions that came in. Really good point, filling out the bio. When you guys have created your Periscope account, it's going to pull in your Twitter bio. You want to add that. You want to edit it. And again, what Scott's saying is that integration with Twitter. You want to make sure that all of your Periscopes are automatically basically tweeted. So there's actually a tick that you need to basically tick the box that says, basically to tweet or create a tweet about the fact that you're actually live on Periscope when you're live so that people will know, and it'll actually, and the other, great thing is I make it fun. I mean, one of the things that I do is I create contests. So have to add my website to the bio. It didn't pull in from, okay, you can add that. I mean, what I would do, because here's the way that people are finding you. When I first got started on Periscope, I looked up, I actually, and you can search just like on Google. You can actually, if you're looking for dentist in San Diego, you can type in the word in the search bar. And by the way, you go to the bottom right in Periscope, in the bottom right. Let me just show you on the app right here. So I'll go to Periscope and show you. So here's Periscope. So you go right here. You go right here to where it says it's got these three little people. You go right there, and then you go. That's your bio right there. So that's your bio, and you can actually edit your bio by just tapping on that. Now, if you want to look people up, then you just go to that little magnifying glass right there. That's where you go and you do a search. So if I want to find people that are dentists that are in San Diego, I type in dentist, okay, in the search bar right there. There's a search bar. So dentist and San Diego, and I got to do this on my Bluetooth. And that's the other secret. This is another really good secret for you guys. If you really want to get more comments in, then you use your Bluetooth keyboard in order to be able to chat faster. The person that is able to engage more rapidly in the comment section is the one that generally can actually have a better conversation with the person that's actually creating the content. That is a really super ninja strategy. So this is a Bluetooth keyboard that you can actually integrate. It's $99 at any Apple store. You can buy it online. So basically, the searches that you want to do is you want to combine dentist and San Diego or attorney and San Diego. And that's how you find people, and you follow those people and you see what they're doing. So thanks for the hearts. Great advice. Thank you. This is all, you know what? I have to give credit where credit's due. This is from Mark Shaw. Follow at Mark Shaw. Obviously follow at Scott Croucher, Croucher. And guys, if you want to put your at symbols there in the scope, follow these guys because they are definitely thought leaders in not only in online marketing, for Twitter for Scott, and then online marketing in general for Dave Shrine. Follow Dave Shrine as well. These guys they know what they're doing. The other question I saw was, okay, really quickly, is how in the world do you know when is the best time to scope? When is the best time, and how many are too many? How many broadcasts are too many? Yeah, it's Scott Croucher, exactly. At Scott, Croucher, and Mark. Yeah. So, and Alex Pettit is also really, really good. So, any comments on that? You guys want to take a stab at that? I kind of.
Real quick.
Yeah.
I gotta hop on. I've got a call with another guy coming up here in a minute. But the thing that I don't think there's really necessarily a right or a wrong way to do your scheduling right now because everyone's still figuring it out. I don't think there's this is the best time or this is.
Wait. You were muted.
There we go. Someone muted my microphone.
Hold on. Let me mute myself. Hold on. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. So I don't think there's necessarily a right way or a wrong way to do it because it's also new. Like, we're all figuring this out. If anybody says this is the definitive time that you have to do it, I don't really think that there's any way somebody could make that statement. We are seriously, just out of the womb when it comes to Periscope, and we're still eating baby food when it comes to social media. It's also new. But what I will say is that I have found individually what my audience likes to engage with. I've found that 3 Periscopes a day is kind of the one where is kind of the amount where I get the best interaction. If I go more than that, then each scope is a little bit less in terms of engagement and attendance. But right around that 3 mark is what my audience likes. So you listen to your audience and you figure out what your audience responds to, what they like hearing, and what works for them. And then as far as what was the other question? It was
what time?
It was how many scopes? Oh, and the optimal time.
Yeah.
I think the optimal time is kind of consistent each day, right? It's what you were saying a little bit earlier, Scott. It's just this idea of consistency. So if you typically start one off in the morning, Well, continue to start one off in the morning. And if you typically end your day with one, then go ahead and end your day with one as well. People like consistency, and they may not tune in necessarily to every single one, but they like knowing when they have an opportunity to tune in, right? And so you give them that consistency so that they know, hey, I can't watch this one tonight, but I know that Dave will be back tomorrow night doing another one, because that's what he always does. So you give them the option to tune in when it's convenient for them. The second you stop being consistent is the second people stop relying upon you. And the second they stop relying upon you is the second they go and find somebody else. So if you're truly trying to grow your influence and you're truly build your online profile and build some authority, you got to be consistent and you listen to your audience. So guys, I gotta get off here. I've got another call with the guy. We're going to talk about volunteers and social media. But thanks so much, Ryan. I appreciate it. It was great to meet you all, and we'll see you all on Periscope. All right.
All right. Later, Dave.
All right. Peace out.
Later, bro. Yeah, I agree. Anything you want to add to that, Scott?
No, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I think you just hit the nail, completely on the head there. It's about that consistency, isn't it? And the fact that, social media is 24/7, it's not Monday to Friday, it's not 9 to 5. So you've really got to go with what works for you. And the fact that we now can see our full history of all of the streams that we basically broadcast. I mean, we've got that analytics, haven't we? We've got that data now. I mean, I went back through mine today and saw certain scopes I know did work, certain ones I didn't. I could just look through, see the hit count, see the number of viewers that were there, and it's allowing me to now say, right, well, there's certain times of the day where it's just not going to work for me to broadcast, or there's certain topics that just aren't quite right, or even maybe it's the fact that it's just not necessarily, we're too early within Periscope to be talking about certain subjects at the moment, just because of where we are. So absolutely, it's all trial and error at the moment. It's, we're 6 weeks in, 7 weeks in, so it is that thing, consistency. If you're doing it 3 times a day, and I agree, 3 times a day is more than enough. Anything above and beyond that, you're basically becoming a Periscope spammer, to be honest. And to be honest, you'll probably burn yourself out, and you'll end up just basically rehashing existing content over and over and over, but just changing the words to kind of, to try and update it. So, and that's going to drop your followers.
Yeah, I agree. And let me just go back. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, I agree 100%. I think that it's really key to make sure that the content's fresh and relevant, and I hope that we got some comments interesting, from the chat or the comments here that are on Periscope. And I've been Mark Shaw. One of the things that he brought up is the fact that you definitely want to scope at the major times that the people in the major time zones are going to be awake. So, for example, you might want to do one for London time, for maybe Sydney time, and then for me it's like New York and LA. That's a really good. So that's one thing that Mark Shaw I took from him one time, and I think there's a lot of correlation. How are we going to get 5 followers from the stream? You guys are okay. There's a very high correlation with when people are consuming social media information, which there's a lot of studies on. You want to look at like Instagram. When are people looking at Instagram? What time are people FaceTiming? It's the same time that people are going to be able to watch you on Periscope. It's typically early in the morning, and there's times that there's times during the day that are more prevalent, and you want to line those times up with the major time zones throughout the world. So again, for me, it's LA, New York, London, and Sydney, and then a few other time zones. But those are the major times that I want to be showing up, so that when those streams hit, so they're going to be showing up, because it's just like Craigslist, right? Craigslist top post stuff based on how recently it was that person posted versus when that person actually goes on Periscope. So I want to be at the top of that stream, so that when that person shows up in London at 9 a.m. and they're jumping on Periscope, or they're jumping on Facebook and they jump over to Periscope, they see me top posted because they're already following me, and I'll get a ton more people watch me on the replays by following that kind of a strategy. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So that's what I would do. Raluca, for you, for example, I would absolutely. You know your time zones. It's Rome. You're going to have New York. you're going to have London, and you're going to have LA. Those are your time zones. And I would make sure that you record your Hangouts at, I would probably do 4 a day, 1 for each time zone. You know, and I would record at, I think the peak is to do it like 8 in the morning. And then that way people, it's truly, yeah. And that way people are able to see that stream that you recorded top listed in their section that people are looking. When they actually go to see who's been scoping, they'll see yours right at the top there. And then obviously you want to do things like use emoticons and things like that to make your scopes, you know, stand out. And your titles are so important. So with that, I'm gonna wrap this up unless there's any other questions.
The title actually, what I'm doing, being a journalist, a television journalist, I know how to manage the image, everything. I could do some like a presentation of what I'm doing, or it's about my day or something to get people involved with this.
Yeah, exactly. So you want to, this is going to be an amazing tool for you. Will Periscope start advertising on the app? Possibly. I don't know. But as a journalist, though, let me tell you, you've got your own live TV station in your pocket, Raluca. So, follow me on Periscope. Obviously, I'm at Ryan Steinelson. If you guys want any access to any of the tools that I use, including the Olo clip, just go to periscoperyan.com. That's periscoperyan.com. And I've got a bunch of links there. I'm going to put my calendar of when I'm going to be scoping. Where do people find you besides at Scott Croucher? Scott?
You can find me on my website, which is scotthaycroucher.com. You can find me on Google Plus. I think I'm Scott Crouchers on here, and you can also find me on Facebook, which is Twitter Scott Croucher. Okay. So I'm everywhere.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Awesome. So again, if you guys have any questions, thank you so much for the hearts. Thanks for the engagement. Thanks for staying here till the end. If you have any questions for me, that's probably the best way to engage with me is I'm at Ryan Steinolfson everywhere on Instagram, and that's STEINOLFSON. I have the lens at the purse, but afraid to remove my. You just got to remove the case. Anyway, so thanks a lot, and it was fun. Thanks for the hearts. We will talk to you guys soon, and what did you think, Kelly? Good. What about Raluca?
No,
yeah.
I'm at the very beginning of the learning curve, so I'm still a student.
Good. I'm glad. You remember all the way back to the days when you were going to my Apple. I think you went to one of my Apple Store meetings. Remember?
I did.
Yeah. And then Raluca, what do you think? Good.
Oh, I'm everywhere. In Instagram, in Snap, everywhere.
All right. Awesome.
I'm enjoying it because we have Expo here. It's a very big Expo fair for one. So,
yeah.
We have plenty of things to do, and the word is America, everybody. To know food and getting the planet and energy. So it's a pretty nice moment for everything.
Yeah.
And now it's time to connect.
Yeah, it's really cool. So thank you very much, everybody. And with that, I'm gonna talk to you guys soon. Look out for my next scopes, and thank you. And let's connect later, Scott.
Definitely. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Great.
Okay.